Hello YouTube, it's the Dom and Henry Show. Today Henry's going to give us a little lesson on what not to do with a Judge handgun. As you can see, it's in a million pieces, which is the way we got it from a friend of ours who happened to loan it to another friend and had a little jam problem, and we found out what had happened. But Henry will go through the deal on it, and we'll take it from there. Henry.
Well, as you said, Dom, somebody lent this gun to another person and they fired it and they had the wrong shells in it. So the guy, not knowing even how to nail a nail in the wall, he decides to take this gun apart. So we get this thing in all these pieces. So anyway, we'll go through it. This is a Judge. It's a 410 45 long Colt. So with this gun, you can either shoot, which I don't have the 45 long Colt here, but it's a pretty good size shell. And it's the same size as a 410. So this thing here will only shoot the 45 long Colt or the 410 2 3/4. You can see the distance here. Okay. Well, they decided to take a 3-inch shell and put a 3-inch shell in here. Now the gun closed perfectly, but once this shell goes off, the plastic that opens up in the front to let the BBs out got caught inside of this chamber. So when it opened up inside the chamber. Now some of that's cut off already because I cut it off, but it opened up right inside the chamber. Now you couldn't get the cylinder out. So what this idiot did, he decided that he was going to take apart the bottom of this gun, springs, pins, clips, all kind of different stuff. We'll get it back together. It's not a big deal. But the moral of the story is don't lend your firearms out to anybody. And for sure, make sure that you know what type of ammo your firearm shoots and stick with that ammo. So we'll get back to you when it's all back together again. We'll probably be down the range and we'll blow off a couple of rounds, maybe tomorrow, the next day. Depends upon when I get him a little time to put this thing back together again. And that's it. So
you may want to show the bottom of that one shell where it was all chewed up, where it looked like he was beating on it with a hammer and a screwdriver or something.
Oh, yeah, right here. So
yeah,
he must have put a chisel or some kind of a screwdriver in between the cylinder and the frame.
While the gun was still together.
And the gun still had ammo in it, by the way. So he was hitting on the gun that was fully loaded, except the spent cartridge in the chamber. And it's still very dangerous. So you don't want to do that. If you have a problem with a gun, take it to an armorer. A firearms guy, an armor or whatever, and that's what I did for a long time. So this wasn't really a big problem for me to straighten out, but let's hope all the pieces are here because I never put one of these back together again. But they're all, I mean, you just got to have a little firearms background and you should be able to put this thing together. So we'll figure out what happened and see if we have all the parts and we'll get back to you.
Okay, we get this thing back together and we'll go down the range and shoot it a couple times to make sure everything's good with it before we return it back to the guy who owns the gun. Okay, if you like it, please like us, subscribe. Dom and Henry Show.